Hello everybody, it is me, Briskatoozy, and today we are here talking about That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 7. Okay, new stuff this episode because they showed more of Shizu's backstory, and I don't think I remember seeing that in the manga. I think this is volume 2, right? Or volume 3? Volume 2. I don't remember her backstory whatsoever. Like, I remember her being summoned, but after that we didn't see anything. So us seeing more is kind of interesting. So we saw more of the Demon Lord guy, because I only saw him once during the summoning scene in the manga. So I have no idea when they show these scenes. I have no idea if these scenes are like from, like, I've heard that there's a light novel, I heard that there's a web novel. Like, I have no idea where these scenes are from. Like, people in the comments can tell me. So then they showed her backstory, and apparently she had like another friend there, and that little girl could have been a part of this world, or maybe she was also summoned. I have no idea why that little girl was there. She might have been a servant to the guy, maybe. But apparently she made a friend with the pet, and then apparently I think it's because Shizu named the pet that the pet was able to like rank up. But when it ranked up, it didn't even rank up that much. It pretty much went from like a little baby fox to like a old fox, like in like an instant. I think it was named Pizu. And then after that, I like it how much, cause it's cool seeing how much like work she did to try to like control Infrit throughout her life. Because when she was a kid, she had barely any control. But then you could see like when she's older, she was able to fight it off somewhat. But then Infrit's control over her was just way too demanding. And then it seemed like the demon lord, I already forgot his name. I have no idea if they even said his name. It was cool seeing how at first he seemed like he didn't care about Shizu, but then after he named her, he was kind of interested. I guess it's because I guess he never put a demon spirit inside of a person without the demon spirit being in control. So maybe it's because of how in control she was that he got interested in her, and then I guess he kept her around. I wonder, like, I wonder if he threw her out of the castle, or maybe like she left the castle. Maybe she needs to get back. I have no idea what she's gonna do. She's probably gonna ask the guy to take the spirit out of her. But I guess that she might die if they take the spirit out of her. Because I've seen this in other series before, where if you take a part of yourself out of the character, then they end up dying. And then apparently Infant took control of her, and then she killed the girl that she became friends with, and then also killed the pet. Like, that was just stone cold what happened right there. It was also cool seeing Infant's summoning scene. Like, that was just epic. Like, awesome. Like, you just see like her mask break, and then it just shatters. You see a huge light coming out, like Avatar style. And then you just see like the spirit, you see like the tornadoes coming around, you see the spirit appear, and then he summoned dragons. I don't remember him even summoning dragons in the manga. I might need to check that out again. Maybe he did, because I remember him just fighting alone. Maybe they made it more epic in the anime. But I don't even remember his like town being destroyed. Like, there's like I guess it's because it's just picture by picture, but seeing it animated like improves it a lot, because you didn't really see any of this stuff happening before. But then we also saw that Ramiro was getting ready for the fight. I can't wait to see what happens. That's pretty much, I think I've talked about everything that happened in the first 12 to 13 minutes. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first 10 minutes. Not a lot happened, but still a lot of stuff happened. But I don't really have any more insight in this. So yeah, I'll be back in a couple minutes to review the rest of this. Okay, I am back. Wow, that fight and everything was pretty good, especially how what the leader of like the guild, the group of the guild group. I like it how like the leader of that adventure group is just like, there's too many explosions. Then the big guy said, we should charge Fuse for that. Fuse, the creator of the story, the creator at that time I got recognized as slime. That's just, I just laughed out loud at that part because of how amazing, like how they mentioned him. I don't even know, maybe they did mention him in the manga, but seeing it, but I don't really remember. But if this is like anime only, that's pretty funny how it's just like the way that the story is, it's just costs too much money. I also really enjoyed the music, how when the music first started, it was like a dubstep thing, but then it transitioned into like an orchestra. I can't say that word. Orchestra music, like, really quickly. I really enjoyed the music during the fight scene. It was really cool and epic, like how music would be in like a high octane like boss fight, because because this anime is very Game Boy type gameplay that this series has. I also really enjoyed the great sage voice during this episode. How there's like analyzing stuff, especially how it has attitude towards Ramiro sometimes. That's the same thing with another series that I've been reading, not viewing, like looking at pictures, but reading, a series called Didn't I ask for my abilities to be average in the next life. That series is pretty enjoyable too, since it also has a voice talking in your head. I thought that the fight was pretty cool, especially how like he was using Ranga as like a mount to just ride around and dodge attacks. Especially like it how he like tried to figures out what to do. He asked the Great Sage to what he should do during the fight. The Great Sage asked him to shoot water at Infrit, but apparently it will cause like a tiny explosion or a massive nuke that could destroy a country. Like when you saw like the Earth, that was more than a city. That was like huge. That was a huge explosion. So then he says no, but then he Ramiro gets the idea to take the Venture Girls attack of her shooting icicles at them. That reminds me of Rem's attack in Re Zero, but her icicles were like bigger than that. And look at how like he asks for her to shoot at him, and she's just like no way. But then shoots at him, he gets it. But when he gets it, you would think that he would only shoot one. But because of how boss Ramiro's ability is, he just shoots massive amounts of them and calls it a shotgun attack. That was really cool seeing him just destroy those pterodactyl fire demons just instantly. And then also like it how when he goes up against Infrit and tells everyone else to like run away to not get burned, he like he like gets shot by like Infrit's fire like gust and like gust into the wind, and then like he's just like burning and he thinks that he's dying because he forgot his final wish when he talked to the Great Sage in the first episode, and then he's like burning and saying his last like rewards. I like this part in the manga too because he's like sitting there, and it's just when he realizes where as soon as what the Great Sage tells him that he won't get hurt, he just sits there and he's just like, "Is this a joke?" I like how like he thinks that Infrit's messing with him, but he isn't. I like it. I also like Infrit's expressions because in the manga you couldn't see it too well, but seeing it animated, you see Infrit keep on trying and trying, but then you see like his facial expression just change and change, and then after that he swallows him, and then like as soon as when he swallowed him, we finally got the scene that we've been waiting for. Veldora the dragon. At the ending of the manga, there's little like teases about his like about what he's been doing this whole entire time. But because we don't have that, because it's like a novel, it's like a whole entire light novel at the ending of mangas where you see Veldora's thoughts. But then you saw him talking to Infant, and then you ask him if he wants to fight in the thing. You also saw Infant try to like use his flames to escape, but then it could only go so far. And if I'm imagining this correctly, like if Veldora is within his like magic barrier, does that mean that Infant is outside of the barrier, or he must have got sucked within the barrier as well? Must have been like a great sage, like inside. I like it how like the inside of like Ramiro's body is like the size of like a cave, and then like Infant's just sitting there, just palling out with Veldora. What's gonna happen with those two? It's either they might become friends, or maybe they'll just attack each other like inside Ramiro, and then whoever wins is still gonna be stuck in there because who knows how strong that magical barrier inside of Ramiro is. And then after that, he won the battle, and then he ended up seeing that Shizu survived. Like when you see that, you're just like, why didn't Shizu get sucked in Ramiro as well? Maybe the Great Sage did the thing for Ramiro and then sucked it out. And then I guess next episode we'll see what happens with Shizu, whether she's gonna live or die. Because who knows what happens if you suck like a spirit out of you? Because she was like half dead before she got summoned, and then when I think that when she got the spirit and when she got named, it healed her and made her boost up. But even though that it boosted her up, she didn't really grow up too quickly. We don't know if maybe she became an older kid and then grew up into an adult. But apparently she's lived for like 50 years. Like I think I had that same reaction in the manga. Like wow, she like lived so long. Like she did say decades, so I'm pretty sure that 10 years is decades. So I guess 50 years, and then who knows how long it is from 50 years till present day. Who knows if that's like only a couple years, a year? Who knows how long that's been? And I guess next episode we'll just see what happens. I already said that, but yeah. But I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was really cool. The beginning part with her backstory was pretty awesome, and then the fight scene was pretty good. I can't wait to see what happens next episode. Next episode is called Inherited Will. I think I remember what happens. Like I said, I'm all the way at volume 6. Like I finished reading volume 6, but I haven't read volume 7 or 8 yet. So I'll have to see what happens there. But I don't really remember what happens in like the early parts of the series because usually people correct me a lot, and most of the stuff that I say is wrong. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this review slash discussion slash my thoughts on this episode, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this at all, leave a dislike. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week with the next review. And yeah, bye.